What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. Today, fellas, I wanted to talk to you about something that everybody, especially those of us who are age appropriate, has a part to play in. And it's called the SMV, or the Sexual Marketplace Value. Now, the way most of you guys are familiar with this, even if you never heard it referred to as this, is rate this person on a scale of 1 to 10. How attractive is this person, male or female, right? And while that's probably the most common way to do it, it's not the most efficient, because basically your SMV tells the world where you stack up on the looks hierarchy. But again, that doesn't tell the whole story, because for men and for women, there's actually 6 parameters for men and for women that have to be added up and averaged together. That average is your number, at least as it stands right now. For example, when it comes to women, it's not always productive to just give a woman a scale of 1 to 10, because these are her 6 factors that need to be brought into full understanding if indeed she's going to be someone you choose as a partner, for those of you guys still dating, what have you. Number 1, of course, her looks. This will be her face and or hair. Now, for you guys who have a type, that hair thing could be the hair color, her hair style, her hair length, possibly even her hair texture. Some guys will only date girls with straight hair. Some guys won't even mess with a girl unless her hair is curly and bouncy, what have you. So I know guys like that personally. Next up, of course, will be her figure. Her cup size, whether it's natural or not, if you guys don't mind breast implants. Her waistline, basically how in shape is she. And her booty. Some of you guys are butt guys. Can't say I blame you. And even then, in today's technology, you gotta ask, you want one that's natural or you want one that's BBL? And how much she weighs. After that, you've got her personality. How well you get along with this woman. What if she is attractive with a nice figure? Is she pleasant to be around? Is she fun to talk to? Do you guys have anything in common outside of the bedroom? Or is she absolutely a feminist? It's good to know, especially if you plan to have her around for a while. After that, you got to ask yourself, does she have any domestic or other types of skills? Can she cook? Does she keep a filthy apartment? These things are gonna come in handy, because if she can't keep her own place clean, how can you expect her to do anything domestic for you if she lives in filth and squalor? Then you got things like her, her bedroom prowess. Is she good in the sack? Is she the type of female that reciprocates affection? Is she jumping on you just as often as you jumping on her? Or are you the only one who initiates? It's a very important thing, fellas, because we mentioned in a previous video the difference between transactional sex and validational sex. They're not the same. They're not even close. How about this one? Is her pH balance off? That's important to know too, for you guys to go down there. Okay, I wouldn't put your face down there if it's off. That's not a good idea. I'd advise against it. And then of course, for a woman, her femininity. Is she naturally feminine? Does she carry herself in a ladylike manner and speak accordingly? Or is she what a lot of females here in the West are, conditionally feminine? Basically, you have to pretty much manhandle her to get her to behave like a woman's supposed to, because she's such a boss babe. That's an important thing, man. And when you give each one of those a number, you add them all up and divide by 6, that's where she ranks up on the 1 to 10 scale, truly. But we aren't off the hook either, fellas. You see, for us, looks are important. If you have good bone structure, good facial symmetry, if you have a prominent jawline, if you have a well-manicured beard, you keep your hair cut, if you have a good skincare regimen, these things are important. Women do have a great deal of investment in that because, again, if they're out in public with you, they too have to get the ladies, the sisterhood at large, they have to get their seal of approval to keep liking you. It's weird how that works. Your physique. Hey, I'm currently on my journey because you never get where you really want to go in your physique. You're always improving where you can. I'm on my journey, and I suggest you get on yours as well. Get your physique up, fellas. If you can't afford to go to the gym, calisthenics are free of charge. So do not be afraid to pick up heavy things and put them back down with good form. After that, of course, your wealth, or at the very least, your earning potential. You might be dead broke right now, but you're in trade school or you're in college or you just started a business from the ground up and you haven't quite gotten off the ground yet. It's right there at the cusp, waiting for a breakthrough. Women look at that because their primary attraction trigger outside of the physical is the ability to provide. I don't care how much of a boss babe she pretends she is, she's always going to want a man making just as much, if not more, than she does. So never forget that. Then you got your personality. What kind of guy are you? Do you have any swagger? Are you the kind of guy that's assertive, that knows what he wants and goes after it? Or are you the kind of guy that people can just push around? Women despise and greatly mistreat men that get pushed around, fellas. So don't let that be you. Be the kind of man that knows what he wants and is afraid to go after it. Because at the very least, you'll save yourself a lot of wasted time from people, male or female for that matter, who are in your life and providing you with nothing of value. Then you have your competency. How to describe competency? Basically, can you change a flat tire? Can you hang a shelf? Can you open a bottle of champagne? You know what I'm saying? Can you do traditionally masculine things? Now, again, no one's asked you to be ASE certified if you aren't. And no one's asked you to be a master carpenter if your banister's loose at your house. Nobody's asking you for all that. But there will come a time where you and your gal, if you guys are dating and married, whatever, are in a crisis situation where you're on the highway, you blow a flat. You being able to change the tire, put the spare on, will go a long way to upping her attraction for you. Again, I don't care how deep her brainwashing goes. There's something primal about a man that can work with his hands and accomplish a task or overcome an obstacle that really turns women on at a chemical level. They can't even explain it to you or to anybody else. And then, of course, last but not least, as far as we men are concerned, your sexual prowess, and I would put as an extra credit one here, your sexual stamina. We've all heard it before. I might leave a link down in the comments section. Missy Elliott wrote a song years ago called 1 Minute Man. Bad idea, fellas. Train yourself in the gym, but also train yourself by getting rid of PORN. Get it out of your life, man. It alters your brain chemistry. It alters your ability to really feel and connect, because you might find yourself in front of the woman you've always wanted to get down with, only to find out that she wants you just as bad as you've always wanted her. And y'all get the hotel room, she invites you back to her place, and you start taking clothes off, and your man won't respond. Or he'll get halfway there. That's almost as bad. You're not fully engaged. You can't even be involved in the process. If she's asking herself, what's wrong with me? Because women don't think about anything other than themselves, especially in those considerations. So you have to be very, very mindful, man. Get rid of the PORN, man. Get rid of that stuff. Stop watching it. Get away from it. And stop jagging off, Embrace NoFap. Look it up on the internet if you think you need more information on that. I can't really go into that here. But try your best to up your stamina in that regard. Hell, if you need to think about baseball, whatever you got to do, increase your lasting power. Because she's going to tell all her friends how well you did or how well you didn't. And if you perform, my friend, she's going to tell all her friends you performed. And should she decide to start acting up, her friends already know what time it is. So there's your bench. Like I said, quick video today, my friends, just to give you guys understanding of what SMV actually is and how best to maneuver in those categories to your benefit. If you're a chunky guy, but you're a good dude, put the time in, man. Get some of that weight off. If you hella skinny, put some muscle on. If you got acne, I empathize with that. I had real bad acne back in high school, but I got on a good skincare regimen. Changed my diet around. Stopped eating all that greasy food. Stopped drinking all them sodas. And now my skin's great. There's always room for improvement, of course. But it has to be something you have to take a priority on. You control how much money you make, fellas. Whether you have one job or three, you control how much money you make. And the distractions you permit in your life will affect how much money you make. So what's more important? Hanging out with the boys, hitting the clubs, or working them extra shifts or going to school and learning a trade? You know, you're in charge, fellas. Your SMV over the things you can control are up to you. That's it. That's my time. Like the video, comment down below, share with a friend, and subscribe. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Till next time, fellas, to Saving Men's Lives Network. Plenty more to come.